Last night, the Blue Tongues took out the Redbacks by just 1 point.
It's the Blue Tongues.
Sending Michael and Carleen home.
Sorry to say, Michael and Carleen, you have been eliminated.
And shattering the Redbacks.
I'm just devastated.
It's a new day and our two teams will be tackling two new houses. But last night, with the Reds losing by just 1 point and losing their teammates Michael and Carleen, they are really rocked.
Nothing's ever what we expect.
We lost some really dear friends in Michael and Carleen, so we were just rattled, totally rattled.
I don't think we realised how much it would affect us if one of us went home. I don't think we thought it would actually happen. It might seem silly that we were all so upset about it, but we were involved in each other's lives so heavily through that week, so yeah, it was pretty hard.
I was absolutely shocked when Michael and Carleen went, but the rest of their team that let them down, isn't it? So, which is horrible. They must feel awful about it still.
On the other hand, the Blue Tongues came back from being 9 points behind. So today, they come into the next round feeling bulletproof.
I think Blue Team went into this week feeling confident. We work so well as a team and we know we can take this game out.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Another week, a fresh week. Are we ready to rumble?
Yes.
Come on, Reds.
Yeah!
It's a fresh week. OK, Redbacks in that house over there, behind you. Blue Tongues in this house right here across the road.
Oh, great.
First order of business, we need some new house captains. We got any volunteers?
Super Ks.
It's up to you.
Really? Volunteer?
Yeah, I think we all kind of look to Kyle and Cara for advice. You know, I think they seem to be the best at what they do, so they fit into that captain role very comfortably.
Yep.
And volunteer?
Ben and Gemma nominated themselves.
They nominated themselves, so I went, yeah, fine by me.
Yeah, we
I don't mind.
OK, Kyle and Cara for the Reds. Gemma and Ben for the Blues. Good job. In the first 48 hours, you will be required to each produce a bedroom ready for the judges. Redbacks, with only 3 couples in your team, you'll need to do an extra space ready for the first room reveal. That extra space will be done as a team.
We had to do a whole house, but with just 3 teams, so barely could pull off the last house, let alone have one couple down. So I think that it's going to be a really, really tough week ahead for us.
The couple that gets the highest individual score for this first room reveal will win immunity. Team captains, here are your logs.
Thank you.
They will help you look after your vouchers, and considering that these houses are a little bit smaller, your $90,000 budget.
Okay.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, ready to rumble.
Let's rumble. The judges for Reno Rumble are Darren Palmer and Romy Orwell. And yesterday, Romy visited the house that the Blue Tongues are going to renovate. It belongs to young couple Doug and Jess.
Hello, I'm Romy. Hi.
Hi, Romy.
Nice to meet you, Doug.
Doug.
Hi, and Jess. How are you?
Good, thank you.
They bought this cottage 2.5 years ago with the dream of starting a family. Their son Charlie is now 12 months old, and they're hoping to extend their family in the not-too-distant future.
I think we'll get them both in the same room for a couple of years at least.
Yeah.
Doug and Jess both work from home. Jess's office is in the guest bedroom. And Doug's is out back, also known as his man cave.
Well, every man's got to have a man cave.
They do.
This might be taking it to a whole new level.
The one thing they don't want messed with is the 1940s features in the house.
So we don't want to lose any of the ceiling details.
Yep.
And we love the wooden floors, just as natural timber, not painted.
Yes.
It's Romy's job to find out what Doug and Jess's design brief is.
Your overall style, it's light, fresh,
Yeah, that's
Family
pretty,
home.
That's pretty much it.
Would I be right in saying Scandinavian?
Yeah.
So, Romy has nailed their style, Scandinavian. And armed with $5,000, they're off to find the 4 key items that the Blue Tongues must work into their design.
Oh my goodness, that is stunning.
Doug and Jess picked a feature chair, a pendant light, some stools for the kitchen, plus a wooden coffee table. Meanwhile, back at the house, Santa Fe Ridgeways are emptying the house, ready for the contestants.
It's the house we want to live in for the rest of our lives. So the renovation will mean it can, I guess, grow with us and with the family.
Righto, guys. Beautiful. Ceiling rows, beautiful.
I know the houses around Northcote, and I know that they're very hard to renovate. Because once you open, it's like opening up a can of worms, you don't know what's going to be in there.
Who's that good-looking, photo-shopped couple on the door?
Must be me and Jam. Oh, see you guys.
First up, Michelle and Steve have Jess's office/guest room.
Wow. Fireplace.
We want to win this room. We were bridesmaids last week, so we want to be brides this week, don't we, Doug?
Yeah, absolutely.
The new Blue Tongue captains, Ben and Gemma, will get $7 grand for their master bedroom renovation.
So this must be the master.
It is.
Wow, look at that ceiling rows.
I know, it's amazing. This week we've got the master bedroom, so we're really going to have to step it up because we know the red team are really going to try and hit it hard to beat us this week, so we need to keep on top.
Leighton and Carly will do baby Charlie's room and have $4 grand to spend.
Wow, baby, what do you think?
Fill the holes. Skirting boards stay. All right, we've just got to get a brief in the house.
So we need to listen carefully as to whether Charlie's a boy or girl, what age and what Charlie is all about.
That's right.
But it looks like the boys are a little lost.
Where's Nick and Chris's bedroom, though?
I reckon there's something out the side there.
Looks like we're building
Where's
it.
the bedroom?
Must be out the side there.
Yeah, there's something out there, Nick.
Let's go to the back.
There's your room, out the back where you
What
belong.
have we got?
Chris and Nick have Doug's office/man cave and $5 grand.
Oh my God, it's got a loft.
Oh, wow, how cool is that?
That's awesome.
Didn't expect to get a studio guest, but he died, whatever it was. Yeah, you can't do too much. Yeah, you can't really. You can't put any hero pieces in there.
Now that the Blue Tongues know what rooms they have to complete in 48 hours, it's time to get an idea about the brief. Let's hope the 4 gifts from Doug and Jess point them in the right direction.
There was a pendant light, a coffee table, a chair and some stools.
That's so cool.
As soon as the coffee table was opened, I just said Danish design because of the light timber.
Hello, Team Blue. Scotty. The Blue Tongue. Have you opened your gifts up? Yeah, mate. And have we got a brief, you think?
Danish.
Ooh.
Bit of a Danish design, yeah.
Very good. Brief was Scandinavian. OK, we have Doug and Jess. They're early 30s, 1 child, Charlie, 12 months old. I couldn't get a brief out of him.
Oh, him.
I asked him and asked him and asked him, he wouldn't give me an answer. But basically, he's 12 months old. And I will tell you that Doug and Jess have been practising for a while now, and they're hoping
For another one.
for another bubba. In the future, they would like both kids into one room.
Consideration.
They love the period features, the skirts, the arts, ceilings, that sort of thing. They love all that sort of jazz. They absolutely love their floorboards throughout here. Can't touch those. Maybe a freshen up would be the go. Yeah. OK, Blue Tongues, you are winners. You've got to keep it up because I can tell you right now, the Redbacks, they're down in the dumps, but they're going to come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, that's what we're afraid of.
Good luck. Well done.
Scotty. Thanks,
See you
mate.
guys. See you, Scotty.
Okay.
Righto.
We have tough competition in the blockheads.
Coming up, are we upset? Come here, don't be upset. The Redbacks are 1 team down.
We need to start moving. Nothing's getting done.
And they're at each other's throats.
Isn't that what this conversation is about?
Welcome back to Reno Rumble. It's now time for the Redbacks to see what they are in for this week. The house they're renovating belongs to Kay. Darren met Kay yesterday to get a clear idea about her style and brief.
Hi. Darren.
Hi, Darren. How are you?
Good, thanks.
She is a single mum, and after being diagnosed with breast cancer, her dreams of renovating were put on hold.
Biggest focus at that point was just survive to see my children grow up. and you know, touch wood, everything's going really well in that regard. And this home that's seen us through so many different stages is now ready for a different stage again of me and the children as they grow up.
Kay's lived in this house for 17 years, and it's the only house her kids have ever known.
Reg, how you doing?
Her daughter Maggie is 13, and her style is modern and dreamy. And Reggie is 10. His two passions are his guitar and reading.
I'm just ready for a big change, and I'm really open to having someone come in and just freshen up the whole house.
Kay has collected many treasures over the years that clearly show her modern vintage style. So instead of buying 4 new items, she's opted to keep 3 of her own. But for the 4th signature item, Kay hit the shops with Darren to find a brand new bed for her brand new master bedroom.
Thank you.
Up to you. How cool's that?
That's very cool. I love the colours and I love the design of it. It really is lovely.
Oh, awesome. We walked into the house and we died. It was so stunning. It had massive wide hallway, huge ceilings.
Oh my God, I love this. The ceilings are so high.
It just felt like a really nice family home.
So now all that's left to do is to work out what Kay's style is from the gifts she has left for the Redbacks.
Oh, so it's, oh yeah, cool. So they want like a mid-century stuff.
That's pretty cute. Yeah. So we had a couple of pieces of art, some ceramics, beautiful ceramics, really great gifts. We all love the gifts when we open them. And a bed in the master. So I think that bed really set the tone there. Do you think it's eclectic? Eclectic?
Hello, Redbacks. Yes. We open our presses.
Yes.
Any idea on the brief?
Something mid-century, maybe.
A little bit eclectic. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Well, the brief from the homeowners here is a modern take on vintage.
Oh.
Okay.
Homeowner here is single mum Kay. First thing up, she wants to keep all the heritage features like the ceilings, the skirtings, the architrave. She likes all that. Daughter Maggie, 13 years old. She likes white, bright and clean. And the one thing she's always wanted is a canopy above her bed, like a mosquito net or something. But I'm sure you can come up with something better than that. And then we have Reggie, who's a 10-year-old boy, loves to read. He also plays the guitar and he'd like a little spot in his bedroom to play the guitar. So, that's all the info I'm giving you.
Sweet.
Are we pumped? Yeah! That's what I want.
We went through a week going, this is the best house any of us have ever presented. We're going to win this. And then someone told us that we weren't winning and sent someone home. It was a massive bombshell, and I, in particular, I just couldn't get over it. I just was upset about it.
Are we upset? Come here, don't be upset. It's all right. OK, we're doing it, are we?
Yeah.
Redbacks! I love that.
We're all working to the goal that we need our house to win so none of us get eliminated. And it's the best feeling knowing that you trust all of them, that no one's out to win by themselves, they're out to win as a team. And that's so nice in a competition this hard.
This week, the Redbacks builder is Aiden.
We didn't expect Aiden to be there. We expected Sharon to be there. He was our opposition's builder, so to turn that around was quite hard.
So the Redbacks aren't going to waste any time getting his expert opinion. Their homeowner, Kay, wanted to keep a lot of the original features, but with only 7 days, the team need to know what they can achieve. Their first major decision, floorboards.
We had an issue trying to decide whether we'd spend a lot of time on polishing up some floorboards or using carpet instead. That was kind of frustrating.
Are we going to be able to polish the floorboards up in the bedrooms?
I reckon it's pushing it. You'd need to get those floors sanded tomorrow arvo.
Yep.
2 coats on them tomorrow night. Then not be able to get back onto them till, 7 o'clock Wednesday morning.
Well, I don't think we'll get the floors
I think we need to talk to this as a group.
Yeah.
Oh, are you carpeting?
No, I don't think I'm going to have time to do floorboards.
Josh and Jenna are doing Maggie's room, and to keep the original boards is going to take a truckload of work.
I don't think we are either, because I just ripped up mine and we've got stains. So if Kyle's going to do his, I think you and I should do carpet.
Across the hall, Aiden and Jess are renovating Reggie's room. They want to lay carpet because their boards are stained, and to get them back to their original state will take a miracle.
The floorboards are beautiful. They're original. The issue was the time. Decision made?
Yeah, carpet.
We're carpeting our room.
The carpeting?
Yes. Carpet bros.
When I left the house, I was going to Carpet Court to choose carpet for 2 bedrooms. Carl and Cara's floors were pretty good, so they were going to get those sanded and coated. But for our rooms, with denailing, patching, we just didn't have time for 48 hours.
That's a wool.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to go darker, we can go darker.
What Jess doesn't know is across town, Jenna has changed her mind.
Can we do floorboards instead of carpet?
There's like 30,000 nails in this floor that I'm trying to start pulling up and they're just snapping in half.
Yeah, no, but I really want floorboards because the whole room's going to be just like all material and stuff, so it needs the floorboards. Just get in trades. We need to get people to help. That's what you need to do.
Okay, all right, well, but I'm like, we can't. This won't be done, Jen, because this will be sanded. Oh, God. Come help on me.
Hello.
Hey, how are ya?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Are you choosing carpet?
Yeah.
Josh is not running carpet. We're getting carpet.
We can't have one room with carpet.
We can't have one room just carpet.
Not even for
I don't
Reggie
think...
the...
No way. It just makes it look like that we've decided against everybody else and decided to put carpet in our room.
I think both you guys want to go carpet.
It is a testing day. There doesn't seem to be much happening. I know there's a lot of planning and stuff, and we probably didn't spend enough time doing that last house, but it's eating into our time.
We need to start planning stuff. Everyone's running around in circles, man. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
I reckon 2 kids' bedrooms need to be carpet.
But you got to talk him into it because he won't do it.
I've been told 3 different things in the last hour about what we're doing with our floor. I still don't know what we're doing with our floor.
Neither do I. I thought
What are we doing
carpeting.
with our bloody floor?
What are we doing with the floor, Jess?
Aiden, what is wrong with our floor? What is wrong with the timber floor in our room?
Our floor is stained. This is what I'm trying to say to you. You want the timber floor.
If it can be done, yes.
Well, of course it can be done. Anything
Isn't
can
that
be
what
done.
this conversation is about?
Not really, no. We just want a decision. Do you want timber floors? Is that what we're running?
Yes, if everybody else is wanting timber.
All right, well, what are you doing at Carpet Court then? Get out of there. You don't need to pick carpet. Timber floors it is, throughout. Timber floors throughout, decision made, everyone hang up the phone.
This is absolute comedy.
It's a comedy of errors. No, they don't want timber floors now. Jess, they don't want timber floors.
Aiden? Hello?
Across at the Blue Tongues, self-appointed captains Ben and Gemma are getting the rest of the team offside straight away.
Cap. It's calling himself Cap. This is to the Cap.
We're on to the doors, Cap.
Sorry, bro?
We've got to talk doors.
2 secs, Junior. Captain's just thinking, right? Yeah. Bear with me.
He's a cheeky little bugger. Once he was given that captain's badge, he thought he had a licence to, stick his chest out and tell the world.
Come on, team. Let's come together and make some decisions.
Ben wanted to prove to everyone that he was the captain. He wanted to make everyone sure that they knew he was captain.
Ben and Gemma might be captains, but Leighton is still wanting to be in charge.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Thanks, Cap.
From Pruithian Doors.
Yeah.
And, we just got to decide on all the internal doors.
OK, Cap.
And external, if there is. So, Benny, would you like to take over something?
Righto, thanks anyway for the introduction, Leighton. So the captaincy's going great, but I don't know if Leighton was too keen at the start to kind of just hand it over and let me run the show. But
Have a look at a few styles that you got on hand.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a look and say yay or nay and work it down from there.
Thanks to us, eh?
As soon as I started getting excited, Benny's like, he's on the captain, mate. And I said, no. From that moment, right at the start of that Renault, I just stepped back. And I just blended in with the wall. I said, mate, you do this on your own, mate.
OK, one thing we've got to think about, are we going painted doors or stained doors?
I think stick to the integrity of the building and then work on that.
Everyone's just got their own idea of what they think is the right decision to make, so everyone's voicing that, and we just got to work out what is the best decision for the team and the house, and then we go on. Other scenario we've got now is this flooring in here. Yeah. We've got a situation where we've got to come up with a decision as to what we're going to do. Whether we get... Ideally, they wanted this floor. How about
Why can't we pick a floating floor?
I reckon that's a fantastic idea. At least Sorry?
First. Your bedrooms are first.
Yeah, I know, but we're going for the whole decision. Today we've got to work out exactly how much we need. Carpet, we're going to come through after. Let's decide the whole house.
We couldn't decide whether to rip the original floorboards up and lay a whole new floor or keep them, and it was just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
No, but wasn't the brief the one to keep the floor?
When you don't get to speak to the homeowner, you can't
And
ask
find
the
out
question,
exactly
say, do you really want this?
Yeah, because you could have this.
I wouldn't have had it. I would have ripped every skirt off, every door off, redone it all, and it would have been all Mickey Mouse.
I think they like the idea of these boards. They walk in and go, this is the colour, this is the style. All we got to do is match it. Brand new floorboards, they'll walk in and go, oh my God, they look amazing. All right, so everyone's happy with that?
Yeah, so well, we need to choose a flooring today because we're going to put the same flooring in our room.
So it's been decided. Floating floorboards throughout. I'm pretty sure in my brief I said the floorboards weren't to be touched. Interesting. This week, sporting a new coloured jersey is the Blue Tongues builder, Sharon.
Our trusty builder, Aiden, who we love, he's very opinionated. Love him for that. We got swapped. We had Sharon, Red Team's builder.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
Joining the other side, the dark side.
I know, the dark side. I've come over.
Welcome aboard.
How are you?
Oh, hi, new builder.
Yeah.
Gemma, nice to meet you.
What's your name again?
Sharon.
Have you fully left the red behind? Like,
I
are you
have.
ready to become blue? Are you sure?
Your job is to help us stay on top.
You better not sabotage us or we'll know.
Oh, come on.
Sharon is sensational. As soon as I met him, I had like a weird sense of I know him.
Benny's the captain, mate.
He's got a good work ethic, great at design and getting stuff done, and yeah, no, I reckon it was a pleasure.
So with their new trusty builder on site, it's time for Ben and Nick to head off-site.
The owners love their flooring.
I guess the way we interpreted it was they loved the style and the look of the floorboards, therefore we could go carpet court, get a match and kind of go floating floor.
It's going to give them the look and the feel of the original aesthetics and the original homestead feel. But it's going to be new flooring and it's going to be sensational.
So this is the brief that we got.
Ceilings, that sort of thing. They love all that sort of jazz. They absolutely love their floorboards throughout here. Can't touch those. Maybe a freshener would be the go.
Fresher, that's what we're doing. Absolutely. Perfect. Yep, let's do it. The way I look at it is we've got a 48-hour challenge. Me and Nick come here to the shop. We know what we want. We had a lot to do and a lot of time to get it done in. All right, that's the deal.
I've rehearsed carbonised. It looks seamless.
That's actually pretty close. That's sensational. I like doing deals like these.
Done. We got to run.
As if that's not zen.
Come on, run.
Zen. Righto.
Laters.
And that's how it's done. A quick decision and a quick shop. But back at the Red House, the question still remains. Do they put carpet in Josh and Jenna's room, as well as Aiden and Jess's?
Everyone was not on the same page with this carpet and timber. I don't know what.
No, we were.
I'm going to start calling it Amateur Monday because that's what it is.
Maybe the newest member of the Redbacks can help unite the team.
Still hey, Jess.
I'm still here. Oh, I've got a different Aiden. Can this Aiden help me, please?
These guys aren't doing well over here. I don't know how you guys are doing out there, but you guys need to start working as a team a bit, I think.
I know. I can't do anything here unless I have a decision at that end.
Why don't you girls make the decision from there about what you're doing? It sounds like Kyle and Cara need to do a timber floor with the bed they need to put in. There's a lot of work doing the floor in your room, in the two kids' rooms, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you should just go carpet in your kids' rooms, and maybe you girls need to make a decision from there and tell the boys what's going on, because they ain't doing a good job of directing stuff from here. It seems like the big red R for Redbacks is for rattled. There doesn't seem to be much cohesion going on in there, and I just don't think they're in a good headspace at the moment. They've only got 24 hours to go, and I honestly don't know whether they're on track or not.
So Jess has taken Aiden's advice and made the decision. Carpet in the kids' rooms.
So we're doing one or two?
2 bedrooms. Yeah, we can't do one room in the entire house with carpet. Hi, we're doing carpet.
Sorry?
We're doing carpet in the kids' rooms.
All right, team meeting. We're doing carpet in the kids' rooms.
Who said that?
Jess is on the phone right now. She said we're doing carpet in the kids' rooms. She's obviously just called the girls, so is that the decision?
I just got off the phone to Cara and she said if you want to do timber, everyone just commit to timber.
Cara just got off the phone to Kyle and said if you're going to do timber, we all just commit. Who'd you just talk to?
What I was going to say, can you send me through the measurements for Josh's room, please?
Did you not hear the question I just asked you?
No, I can't answer any more questions. I just need to get this carpet up.
She's not answering more questions from me.
And can you please text me a photo of the colour out in the hallway?
Just get some... It has to be dark carpet. We want modern vintage. Is that right?
Thank you, Aiden. I know exactly what we want. Can you please send me a photo of the floor in the hall?
Just make a decision. Someone.
Here.
There you go.
Hey, Jess, it's Kyle.
Oh, hi, Kyle.
How are you?
I'm all right. I just need a decision on the floor.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. I just spoke to Cara and she said she's happy for everyone to be done in timber.
Look, I'd love that. I'm just wondering if it can be done.
It can be done. We can be back on the floor in 6 hours once it's been sanded and coated. Can I give you a call back in 5 minutes? I'm going to get Aiden and Josh and look at the scope of works that we've got to get done for you guys.
Yeah.
And then work our way backwards from that. I'll call you back ASAP.
Thanks, Kyle.
See ya.
Bye.
Today was a complete waste of time. We all just ran around like chickens with our heads cut off and we achieved absolutely nothing.
Sounds like they're choosing carpet right now for our rooms.
Just do carpet.
Aiden is doing
It's
carpet.
hard for me because Jen's the one choosing all the She's not here.
Who else is doing carpet? I've signed.
Sounds like we're back to carpet. Kyle and Cara are the team captains, and I think they might need to start stepping up and showing a bit of leadership and working out what they're doing.
Carpet. Carpet?
Carpet.
Okay. There's a lot of pressure on us to make these really big decisions and we're taking them very seriously. We want to create a really nice home for the homeowner. So it's really important that we get it right.
That's really nice. Really nice. Hello?
Just had a meeting. It's carpet.
Okay.
We decided to go with carpet in the kids' bedrooms because it's still a really practical option, and as well as that, with our time restraints, it would be easier to deliver a 100% finished product.
All right, bye. What a relief.
That was the most ridiculous shopping trip ever in the history of my life.
The first day was definitely a write-off. We really should have just stayed at base camp and had an RDO because we got nothing done.
Coming up, the rumble threatens to crumble a 29-year marriage.
That happened, Michelle, all right?
No, it should not. Does anyone know a good lawyer?
I stuffed up.
Divorce lawyer?
Yes.
And later, will a hole in the floor KO the blue team?
Everything we pull up, we're just finding problems.
We'd probably be here, not 7-day reno, it'd probably be a 7-month reno, so...
Day 2, less than 24 hours to the first room reveals, and team captain Ben is rousing his troops.
Yeah, time to get up. Got a bit on today, so...
6:30, what do you want me to do? You can't start till 7.
It's oh so still.
Had a sleep? Right as rain.
Yeah, I feel good, eh?
Yeah.
5 hours can do some magic, can't it?
Oh, 5 hours. Check on you, man. Look, I'm 10 years younger.
I know, I was going to say, looking fresh.
And so peaceful until.
God, you're annoying.
I'm annoying?
You're
Just
annoying
'cause-
me and I've only been up for 10 minutes.
You're
You
just a
guys
no,
just-
you are
absolutely.
not a morning person
I hate
at all, are
morning.
you, darling?
No, and it's cold and I hate cold.
In fact, sometimes you're not a day person either. So, that's my beautiful wife.
But it's the Redbacks who have stolen the advantage. The boys are already on side, and there's a new attitude in the team.
The Redbacks are back, and today we're going to have fun, and we're going to get all our shopping done, and all our plastering done, and all our painting done, and we'll be sweet. We'll sleep in tomorrow.
Probably feeling a bit better today. We had a really good team meeting last night for probably 2.5 hours, probably a bit longer. We basically just went through each other's bedrooms, just gave each other some advice and sorted some things out.
Today we are getting ready for our plastering and trying to move forward with the rest of the reno. I'm going to protect the floors that got sanded and polished last night. And then, yeah, we really want to try and be ready for painting tonight.
The blue team have showed us that they can design a better house than we can, and we're one team member down because of that. So we need to step it up. We just need to not take anything for granted. We need to work together better. We need to just up our game.
And that means there's plenty of pressure on this week's team captains, Kyle and Cara.
Coming into the second week, we are the underdogs. We were the ones with the lowest score at the end of our first week.
Not only do they have to improve their individual score, they must coordinate Team Redback's build. A fact that's not lost on their team builder, Aiden.
I think Aiden must have had to be pretty heavy-handed with the blue team last week and kick him into gear, because he came in at the start of this week and he was sort of straight onto us, you know, a bit sort of like at us, got to do this, got to do this, got to do this.
We really need to design all this stuff today because...
Yeah. Well, Jenna's got to get your plan.
If we're going to get anything made, we have to get it into production.
Yeah.
We just need to know about where we're heading. I mean, today's a bit better. Today's a bit better. Everyone seems to have a bit better idea. But yesterday was almost a waste. You guys are the captains, so you've got to try and get everyone together.
Yeah.
And on the same page, yeah?
Yeah. But I also felt like you're saying things that were obvious that we would have done anyway. You need to do this, Cara. And I'm saying, yeah, I know. I'll do that, you know.
Being captain means Kyle is the go-to person when anyone has a question, especially when Cara is going to be off-site for most of the day.
Do you need to spend some more time off the tools today and just making sure stuff is happening in here?
Yeah, no, I've just got to put this down and then I'll do that.
I can't be around to make sure it gets...
Yeah, I realise that.
Oh, hang on, where's the linen cupboard going? In here. Shower
linen cupboard's here. Shower finishes there. Because Aiden's got to get some more. So I'm just going to get him enough to do your whole room. Okay. If you use it, use it. If you don't, that's fine. And then we can determine height later. My goal was to try and stay in front of all the trays that we had there and keep them moving. So if they needed material, I'd get material as quick as I could, make as many decisions on the spot as possible. Yeah, we can slam something on the side of that. Just drop it down there, right?
I think we all kind of look to Kyle and Cara both for advice. They seem to be the best at what they do.
Hinges.
100 mil.
100 mil butts.
Butt hinges.
Yeah.
They fit into that captain role very comfortably.
In the Blue Tongue house, Steve and Michelle are creating a Scandinavian-style bedroom. But with room delivery only 18 hours away, they are missing a key feature, the bed.
So I stuffed up big time yesterday. Michelle asked me to organise the Sealy bed. 5 million things going on at the same time. And I rang a number that wasn't Sealy number. So I've rang some woman from CSR, left a message, and it was actually, I used Nick's phone because my phone was down yesterday. So Nick come in to me this morning and said, I got a call from the woman from CSR saying that, you know, you left some cryptic message about a Sealy bed.
Apparently, it's up to Nick to break the bad news to Michelle.
I called her yesterday about some supplies for CSR. She goes, oh, can you just tell Steve that I'm not the bed lady?
I'm angry.
Well, just off the end cabinetry.
Stephen stuffed up my double bed because he rang another company and left a message on the phone. So the first thing I get in there thinking, I'm not even going to get a bed for this bedroom, I was not happy.
I feel sorry for Steve, though. She's got him like this. No, I'm joking.
And once they get wound up, it's as if it's a bloody show. You nearly got to pull up a chair and just have a laugh because every word gets thrown out in their vocabulary and it's just, they're going at each other and, oh, it's hilarious. Hello?
So, what are you going to do?
Well, it happened, Michelle, all right?
No, it should not.
Shelley's fuming and, what can I say?
Does anyone know a good lawyer?
I stuffed up. So, I've got to find Rob now.
Divorce lawyer?
Yes.
Organise a Sealy bed. Told you she was pissed off.
Steve-O doesn't take it too well usually because it's usually Michelle just blurting whatever comes out of her mouth most of the time.
I'm too angry for words. Don't even. And any word that comes out of my mouth will have to go beep, 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 beep.
I'm going for coffee.
too angry for words. Seriously, there's times where I could just turn and be gay. At least I know I get things done.
It's all good. I'll just let the storm come and, yeah, might take a few hours, eh?
This is Reno Rumble. To win, a team must interpret the homeowner's brief correctly. Fail, and you face elimination. This week, the Blue Tongues need to inject Scandinavian style into their 1940s bungalow. Leighton and Carly are working on creating a nursery for 12-month-old Charlie. Hoping to score points with the judges, Leighton is building a featured cubby house bedhead.
After last week, I reckon everyone's delved into their own zones a little bit. Competition's on, because someone's going to have to go home. So that competition within our team is massive. I'm doing a little kid's bedroom, a little boy called Charlie. This is my inspiration for the bed with the little house.
So you can see we've got that linen.
Yeah, so we need the linen.
Do you want to see that?
Yep. And I saw this picture and I just thought, oh, that's great. And it's this little bed head that can be easily made. I have a chippy as my partner, as my teammate. He can do that. I'm going with that. Then I'm going to sort out the rest of the room. So it was like, you get onto that, I'm getting onto that side of the room, and it was perfect.
So you build that, get outside. And I'll stay in here and do a bit of this.
That works well for us.
Across town, Michelle and Gemma are also hunting out inspirational pieces.
If I was Carly and Leighton, I don't know whether they've been here, but this would be absolutely amazing in the little boy and girl room. Like, look at it. Oh. Oh, look, they come out. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. And I hope Carly and Leighton do this in their kids' room. Like, if they did this in the kids' room... Oh,
do we tell her?
No.
We'll let her come up with the idea herself.
We need immunity this week,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Oh, well, I would love to win immunity this week. We don't want to go home.
No.
Michelle and Steve are not alone. Every couple is competing for top marks from the judges for their rooms, so they can win immunity and avoid elimination.
Winning immunity is kind of crucial, really, isn't it? If you want to stay.
Winning this room is massively important because basically that will give us the immunity we need to continue on in the competition and make it through to next week.
Steve has been working to correct his earlier mistake by arranging a bed for their bedroom. He wants to score points, but not with the judges.
So I've had verbal confirmation from Seeley that it's a big yes for the bed. I've dodged a bullet there with that one as well. So I've had curveballs coming at me left, right and centre this morning, and I'm just trying to deal with each one as they get answered and as we resolve them. So I'm just going to give Michelle a ring so be able to give her the good news. Hi, sweetie, how you going?
What do you want?
Seeley actually confirmed on a double, not as queen.
Oh, that's even better.
So are you happy with that?
Yeah, a double's better.
A double's better, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, all done. All right, so kiss and make up, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll kiss and make up, but you're lucky that I didn't have a gun because I was going to shoot you between the eyes this morning.
You just love me. You love me too much, so...
I'm just a terrible woman, aren't I?
Oh, you're absolutely horrendous, darling. That's why I've been married to you for 29 years.
Must be terrible.
Happy lady. I might get lucky tonight.
The Blue Tongues house has two types of flooring. Original floorboards in the front rooms and ugly plywood out the back. Yesterday, Nick and Ben chose a floating timber floor, which they planned to lay through the entire house, covering both the floorboards and the plywood, to create one continuous look. But Nick is worried about the consequences of their choice.
I don't want anyone to get marked wrong because they've chosen the floor, but at the same time, they've got to listen to the brief. That's why we all did so well last week, you know?
If you don't have a vision and don't understand the brief, you are going to fail because you're ordering things before you even have thought about what you're going to do in the room, you have to understand the brief first.
I recorded Scotty's brief yesterday, so...
They love the period features, the skirts, the arcs. They absolutely love their floorboards throughout here. Can't touch those. Maybe a freshen up would be the go.
Scotty says you can't touch the floor, you can't touch the floor. Yeah, we're going to go against the brief and put what new floating floors down. Everyone's going to get criticised for that.
I don't want to be the one to make the decision.
Nobody wants to make that decision.
So there was this friction within the team where some of us were just going, let's just cover it with floating, and then the boys hung out and said, no, I think we need to really explore this and ask the question in more detail.
What's the latest? Are we still discussing flooring?
Yes.
There's
We
always.
are. What's the latest? Pulling up that there. And...
I didn't know that it was a recording with him saying.
No, what? Yeah, it was Scotty just
Should
said,
we
he goes,
talk to
you
Christian
can't touch
about-
his floor. You don't touch his floor.
Don't touch a man's floor. We're just taking the brief pretty full on this week because the boys recorded on their phone and they're micro-analysing it nearly. Like, they've got it there and they're playing it. They're saying, oh, but hear the way Scotty said, we like the floor and we want you to keep the aesthetics of the house, because that's how Scotty talks. And I was like, that's all good and well, but he's, you know, reading off a piece of paper which they wrote, and he could interpret it different to how they've written it to how we perceive it, so...
Oh, there was definitely a lot of confusion with the floors.
But this week was a shambles. It needs to be run better.
Oh, no, don't.
And I'll blame the captains for that.
100 lashes.
Blue Tongues must decide whether to rip up the plywood and replace it with floorboards to match the originals, or cover the entire area with a floating floor. But the decision is about to be made for them because of what's lurking below the plywood.
So what we've got here is, me and Sharon have just pulled up the floor sheeting, and we've discovered that the joists are overspanned.
What span do you usually have your floor joists?
You got a 450.
Do you have them about 630?
So, yeah,
Australian standards states that basically joists are at 450 centres, and we're at just over 600, so as it is, option-wise to even consider running floorboards would not even work.
So yeah, we've had no chance of putting in floorboards here like they've requested throughout the house because the spacings of the joists aren't
Australian standards.
Yeah, aren't to Australian standard. They're 600 centres. They've got to be 450 for a floorboard. So you've got to leave the ply substrate down to keep some strength about it. I mean, if that was floorboard, they would almost go through it, and you'd be breaking all the tongues off the crew and in the crew.
Yeah, that's true, Lado. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Good job, Sharon. Good job.
All right, Chief.
No worries.
Thanks, Leighton. Thanks for the technical explanation.
Cheers, mate.
For us to even consider doing the 19mm tongue and groove and continuing this on, yeah, we'd have to pull up all the subframe, rejoist it, and we'd probably be here, not 7-day reno, it'd probably be a 7-month reno, so, yeah.
Ben's not far off the mark. It'll take 4 blokes 10 hours just to repair the joist before the Blue Tongues can even consider laying new floors. Now, this takes their renovation outside of the scope of works for this competition. So, to be fair, I'm levelling up the playing field. I'm going to allow the Blues to repair the joists, but once they lay the new floors to make up for time lost in repairing the joists, they don't have to sand and seal those new floors. I'll send a team in later to do that for the homeowners.
Good news, bad news, or indifferent?
I've got some relatively good news.
Sensational.
So I decided to ring my mate Scotty Cam. I told him about the trouble we've got. He said, why don't we sand all the floors? It's going to help with the Scandinavian look. We can put all our furniture in, and then later on at the end of the week, when we've finished the whole house, he's going to foot the bill to get all the furniture taken out of here, sand and polish all the back.
Yeah, so the issue has been resolved. We're keeping the original floorboards up at the top front of the house. We're going to be able to sand them, prep them for later in the week where it's been organised that the floors will be finished. This flooring back here, which is the old ply, is going to be ripped up, and we sourced already some floorboards that will match in with the original floorboards at the front of the house, and we'll fix up this issue with all the floor joists running through this area because it doesn't meet Australian standards. I actually think if the client came back at the end of the week and saw the brand new floorboards, floating floors over the top, he would have been devastated. So, well, I think we've dodged a bullet.
Welcome back to Reno Rumble. First round rooms are due from both teams in less than 15 hours. The Redbacks have hit their stride, but are racing to make up for yesterday's indecision. So the girls are hitting the shops hard.
This is ridiculous. It's $4,000 worth of lighting here.
I think our team are kicking some goals. We've still got a lot of work to do, but we're making progress, which is good. Madhouse.
Yeah, we definitely got our groove back. Everything seemed to flow, and we had a direction. So yeah, it felt
still
really
hectic.
good. Oh, it's all right, yeah, but hectic. But we were on the same path.
Yeah.
Aiden and Jess are transforming 10-year-old Reggie's room. Now the new plaster walls are in place, Aiden is working furiously to meet the modern vintage brief by returning all the period features: architraves, skirting boards and picture rails.
We are definitely the underdogs, and you know what? I like being the underdogs because I always back the underdogs.
In 13-year-old Maggie's room, Josh and Jenna are creating a teenager's retreat.
The brief for little Maggie was light, bright, open and airy and dreamy as well. So we've got a neon sign made up in white light. So that's going to go up here. It's in cursive writing and it's about the size of this level. So it's going to sit there probably by about that big. And it's going to be a real feature of the room. So when you walk in, there's going to be dreams written on the wall, which will be quite cool.
Kyle and Cara must deliver the master bedroom. To keep design continuity throughout the house, Kyle is also reinstating the picture rails.
We've got this beautiful vintage house that we, really want to do it justice and do a really authentic renovation on.
Team Redback can't afford to take their foot off the accelerator because these bare shells must be finished bedrooms by tomorrow.
We've got our end goal in sight and we're motoring on for it. But yeah, we've got some catching up to do.
Meanwhile, at the Blue Tongues house, a huge delivery has just arrived. It's one Steve's been waiting on.
I've been told we're getting new doors. So I've got some primer to base coat all of the door trims and around the outside skirts of the windows as well. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
But what Steve doesn't know is that out front, Captain Ben is changing the plan.
Two secs, mate. Two secs. Sorry, we've actually gone. All right.
We've actually
We've got a
decided
bit
not
of
to
a
use
dilemma.
doors.
So as it is, we, as you understand, we've got we're doing a renovation for someone else's house, and they've given us a brief, and we misinterpreted the brief. So they wanted to keep all their original doors. So we've ordered all of these doors thinking that we're going to replace. But as it is, they're not wanting the doors changed. So apologies about this, mate. Yeah. All right. Not ideal. Bob, the retiree truck driver, had to break his heart and let him know, nah, they're not coming off. So we grabbed off a few external frames, a few external doors. That was the front door, the boys' door, and then the laundry doors. And that was it. So, sad day for Bob. So I just had to tell old Bob, the retiree, that, sorry, mate, we don't want any of them doors.
All of a sudden, Ben changed his mind and sent the Corinthian doors away, saying we don't need the internal doors anymore. And, yeah, didn't communicate that.
Where's your door?
So he hasn't told me that at all.
Have chat to Benny.
Has he not passed on this to you?
No. The biggest issue we have with Ben's captaincy or leadership or captaincy as he calls it, is the fact that he doesn't communicate across to the whole team.
There's a big lack of communication this week. You need a boss. Someone needs to be a boss, and you need that. And you need them just to be communicating the whole time, because that was just not good.
So my door's off. I don't even know where the door is at the moment.
Communication is the key to any relationship, whether it's this relationship or a team relationship, and that's what we're here doing right now. So you've got to communicate.
Frustrated and at the end of his tether, Steve has decided to confront Ben.
We had a discussion this morning.
Yeah.
Because I remember with Leighton, Nick and yourself, we were there, and I said, guys, what are we doing with the doors? Are we keeping them or are we putting new doors on? And everyone agreed we were going to put new doors on.
Later?
And then now suddenly it's changed.
Yeah, it all just flew straight away. And I heard Benny whistling. I thought, are you trying to cover up how you're feeling, mate? I'm thinking, mate, I bet you don't feel like whistling, buddy.
So the thing is, though, if we make a decision and go, we're going one way, and then all of a sudden we change, everyone's got to know about it.
Yeah, oh, 100%, 100%.
Again, I tried to pull him up and everything's a joke with Ben. And it's like, Ben, I'm serious. You know, I'm frustrated, like... Yeah. Just frustrated, mate, that's all.
I understand.
I just feel frustrated. Yeah. But every time I bring things up, you joke and carry on. And I'm happy to joke and carry on at times.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes enough's enough, mate.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
We've got to work together, we've got to be serious and get it done.
But sometimes you got to let it, you know, have a little laugh just to let the pressure off.
Absolutely, mate. I'm a fall for that, you know that. You know that.
All right, not a time. Not now. Not now, mate.
See, I can't be serious with this
no.
dude. And then he made me laugh.
That's what he does.
There must be a clown coming through soon, because this is an absolute circus.
Tomorrow night on Reno Rumble.
We had to really think about the brief. Being a 13-year-old girl, it's quite hard because you can't make it too childish, yet you can't make it too mature.
Yeah, I've got a kids' room. Never done a kids' room. There's a baby boy.
I love the creative side of it.
How's that gloss header? Boom! Another texture. Boom! 10 points.
But everyone is worried about immunity.
We put in some big hours this week.
We had to.
Benny was supposed to ring 3 different trades for the floor sanding.
I think
Michelle, move your car.
the cracks are showing.
No! If we don't get our floor sanded...
Mum's killing me.
Someone goes home.
Not ideal on the morning of reveal.
The morning of first room reveal, we were both pretty stressed.
Settle down. Aiden's driving me nuts.
What are the brackets that I gave you? What colour are they?
Well, they're white. They could be off white.
Go away! Get out.
You need to calm down.
Good evening, everybody.
Thanks, Steve.
The Redbacks, your brief was a modern take on vintage.
Wow. At the end of the day, we're here because we're trying to raise money for our charity.
Blue Touch, your brief was Scandinavian.
Love this.
The couple that has got the highest individual score winning immunity for this second week of the Rumble is